We have breaking news out of the NFL where the Commanders have officially ruled out quarterback Jayden Daniels for Sunday's game against the Raiders. He suffered a knee sprain during last Thursday's loss to the Packers, just returned to practice today as a limited participant. So that means that Marcus Mariota will get the start for Washington this Sunday against Las Vegas. The former number 2 overall pick has not started an NFL game since 2022 when he was a member of the Atlanta Falcons. For much more on this, let's go ahead and welcome back to the program Ryan Wilson. Ryan, great to see you. Marcus Mariota will get the start. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, you mentioned it, Jordan. He started last in 2022 in Atlanta. He did play significant time 1 week last year, week 7. Jayden Daniels went out with a rib injury against the Carolina Panthers in the first quarter, and he came in a game in which the Commanders rolled. They won that game 40-7. So here's the thing. We know who Marcus Mariota is. He has a ton of experience, former number 2 overall pick back in 2015. He loves being on this Commanders team. He and Jayden are very close. He understands Cliff Kingsbury's offense, and this is all a long-winded way of saying backup quarterbacks are incredibly important. Last season, 59 different quarterbacks started NFL games. There are 32 teams, so that gives you some indication that there were a lot of injuries, and you have to have a backup plan if you are going to be a playoff team / Super Bowl contender, and Marcus Mariota is that plan for Washington. We've talked about Mac Jones being in San Francisco playing for Brock Purdy. We're talking about Jake Browning replacing an injured Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, and I think Marcus Mariota gives the Washington Commanders that short-term solution to be able to win football games, because he's a similar style in terms of what Jayden Daniels brings you in terms of athleticism, and I think they feel quite comfortable with him having to start this game. Ideally, you have Jayden Daniels, your number 2 overall pick, out there playing at an MVP level, but if he's banged up, Marcus Mariota, there are certainly worse backup options to have if you're Washington.
How concerning is this injury for you long-term from a larger standpoint when you look at the Washington Commanders and just how important Jayden Daniels' rushing ability is to this Commanders offense?
Yeah, it's a huge concern, and the fact that he was on the injury report with a potential to possibly play this week, that you feel better about, because it's not a season-ending injury that requires surgery, or it's not a situation where you're Joe Burrow and you're going to miss 3 months after surgery. This feels like a week-to-week quotations mark situation as we work through this. But you're exactly right. A big part of Jayden Daniels' game, going back to his last 2 seasons at LSU, was his ability to be the best athlete on the field and outrun people with his legs if he needed to be. He made himself into a fantastic pocket passer, and he can certainly win that way. But Cliff Kingsbury has a history as an offensive coordinator and a head coach working with athletic pocket passers, if you will. Obviously had Kyler Murray when he was the head coach in Arizona. Coached some guy named Patrick Mahomes, at Texas Tech back in the day, and Jayden Daniels fits that bill as well. So number one, just like we talk about with certainly Brock Purdy in San Francisco, number one, you have to get your starter healthy, and number 2, you have to find ways to win with your backup. And like I said, I think Marcus Mariota, with the athleticism and the ability to play from the pocket, is pretty close to best case scenario if you don't have Jayden Daniels to be your QB2.
All right, sounds good to me. With that kind of being said, just how confident are you in Marcus Mariota to lead this team to a win on Sunday? And really considering what this matchup now looks like, Raiders dealing with a few injuries, obviously the Commanders dealing with a slew of injuries as well. What's your outlook for this game on Sunday?
So the Raiders, we saw Geno throw 3 interceptions last week in that game, and that has to be a concern, especially given that they're not going to travel across the country to play on the East Coast. I feel pretty good about Marcus Mariota. We saw glimpses of that in the one extensive playing time he got last season in Week 7. He came in, and it looked seamless. We saw how things ended in Atlanta, and that wasn't great for him, but it certainly seems like he loves his current situation. He understands Cliff Kingsbury's offense, and he provides that athletic tilt that you like from your quarterback in this offense. So I think the Commanders are in pretty good shape, all things considered. Ideally, you get Jayden Daniels back sooner rather than later, but if you don't have to rush him back onto the field, that's certainly good news, at least in the sense of trying to keep him healthy long term.
All right, Ryan Wilson joining us here live on CBS Sports HQ with the breaking news out of the NFL that the Commanders have ruled out quarterback Jayden Daniels for Sunday's game against the Raiders, dealing with a knee sprain. Now the 50th anniversary of the NFL Today on CBS show this week, this Sunday, beginning at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch on CBS or, of course, always stream on Paramount+.